Hi, welcome to Moonshine. I'm music Scott Parkhurst from the Snakehandlers and other things.
And yes.
So, how you doing?
Doing good. Just making it work.
Making it work.
Making it work.
So, tell the folks out there like where you grew up, how you got started with music, that sort of thing.
I grew up in Bargersville, which is west of Franklin, out in the country.
South of Indianapolis.
Yeah, south of Indianapolis. And my mom's family she had 9 brothers and sisters. And I vividly remember at like 5 years old, one of her brothers had a party. And Dad had woke me up a couple of years before after coming back from Red's Tavern at like 3 o'clock in the morning and taught me the words to Lukenbach, Texas.
Oh,
so
a little Waylon.
Yes, and we're at this family party, and who doesn't like to hear a little kid try to sing? And I sang Lukenbach, Texas into one of the tape recorder microphones that are about that big around, had a GE in the middle of them. Yeah, I sang into that, and
with the little thin wire.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and sang Lukenbach, Texas into that, and of course they all clapped, and I thought, I like this. I like the applause. This is a good thing.
So you were sold at the age of 5.
At the age of 5, and didn't pick up guitar. Well, I tried to pick up guitar when I was in college because Dad thought I was going to be an athlete. So I played sports in high school, and I wish I'd played music instead. That's what I wanted to do.
What sports did you play?
Baseball, football, wrestling, and track.
You tried all of them, basically.
Yeah. And I was...
Well, I didn't hear any basketball, and it's Indiana. So
No. My basketball career was ended in 6th grade.
I see. As many of them are.
Yes, lack of skill. But I picked up the harmonica my freshman year at college. Dad told me, he said, well, let's see if you've got a musical ability. Okay. And got a harmonica in about 3 months. I was able to not sound like I was standing on a cat. And buddy down the hallway had a guitar that he wasn't using. It was there as a prop in his room, so I'd borrow that. And another guy, Jamie, he was taking lessons, and he'd come back and teach me what he learned in guitar lessons. So that's how I got started doing that.
So the guitar as a prop thing.
Mm-hmm.
I played keyboards when I was in college, right? And I never learned to play guitar until I was, like 36 or something. So I never had one of those friends that just had a guitar sitting there without doing anything with it. So feel lucky.
Yeah. I had another buddy. I don't even know the name of it. It just had this symbol on the headstock. I think it was a Korean something or other, and it was an acoustic, and it had an action on it about that high.
Right.
And it sounded like a cardboard box with fence wire strung on it, but it was a guitar. So that's what I was playing my first gigs with one of those Dean Markley pickups and half a bottle of Maker's Mark. And
I mean, half a bottle of Maker's Mark always makes it better.
I didn't care if you liked it or not.
That's what I'm saying. It makes it better. It doesn't make it better for the audience necessarily,
right?
But for you, it makes it better. So you're learning that. You figure out how to play. What struck you and said, I want to write songs? How did that?
Oh, that was. I don't know how. I'm sure this is more common than I think it is. My son was born, and I'd been hanging out with a guy who was writing songs, and named Dave Wilbert. He's got a pretty good following. Dave's got an amazing voice, and he was writing, and I thought, well, I think I can do this too. So I came home and wrote a song, and it was okay. It needed a lot of sandpaper and polish, but that was the first one I wrote. And it's on the album. It's just called Daniel's Song, and it's not about the boy. It was just I was inspired to write, because I'm a dad now, So
I see.
And then of course, getting to know Frank, he encouraged it. And he's been a big help and a big influence.
For those folks out there, he's talking about Frank Dean.
Yes.
At least I hope he is.
Yes, Frank Dean, my brother in music and many things.
And he, he's been on the show, and he's a good friend of mine too.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I love Frank. So when you started doing, you start writing them. I know that, what all bands have you been in? Like, through the years?
Most of them, if not all, have been with Frank. I started out with the Snakehandlers. My wife and 2 kids, we were walking into Don and Donna's, which used to be the place to eat breakfast in Franklin. It's no longer there. And he came running across the street because his guitar shop's right across the street from that spot. I think the Elks Club's there now. But came in, and I used to play between sets at the Willard. And, got $30 and all the food and booze I wanted. So they lost money.
That's fun.
And he had heard me play there. And he said, hey, we're putting a band together. Wanted me to play harmonica. And I said, sure. And it kind of went from there. So I've been with the Snakehandlers, Frank Dean and Friends. I was never part of Sindicato, but I've got to play with them, which I'm pretty proud of because, it's like getting to play with your heroes, But who else? Let's see. There was another band. I forget the name of it, but like Carl Asasso was in it. He played drums in the Snakehandlers, myself, and 2 or 3 others. And it was like an R&B, blues, soul type thing. But then I've been a part of trios with Frank and Lou Ann Leitz and Kim Gradoff. But a lot of solo stuff.
I always try to pronounce his name Gandalf because
yes,
I don't do it on purpose.
Right.
Sorry, it's not on purpose. I promise. It's just like when I see it, I just automatically think that.
Yes, yeah. And he's a great guitar player. Great guitar player.
When they came on here as Rule Soul Trio a little while back, and he was with them, and Lou Ann and Frank.
Yeah. Frank stepped back, and I stepped into that, and then it's kind of faded, and I'm sure it'll come back at some point. It's just the way it goes. What the clubs and places want.
It's Sindicato kind of fades and comes back. So that's
Yes, yeah.
That's a good group to hang around. Like whether they are playing together or playing separately, there's always something good to watch.
So much, man. He had the stacked deck there. Wow.
All those guys are great songwriters, musicians.
Yes.
Yes. I don't think any of them are bad at singing even.
No.
Yeah. So it's that's fun to get to play with those guys. I like that. That's awesome. So when you decided to put together an album there, what's the name of the album? And
it's just self-titled. Scott Parkhurst. I'm a history teacher by trade, and historians are terrible at naming things. Think about it. The War of 1812. They could have called it the Canadian Cataclysm if they wanted to, So, it's that's it.
Show it off. No, it's a lot of work putting one of those together. I completely have nothing but mad respect for any album that comes together.
I love being in the studio. Absolutely love it. That's my favorite place to be. Not because I'm particularly fantastic at it, but I like watching what's being done and learning. Oh, I should do that. Oh, okay. Now I see why you did this, and those kind of things. It's a classroom. It really is.
And as you're a history teacher, that really works.
Yes. If I can sit there and watch you do it and understand why, I can try to incorporate it in something that I've done, and that's. But yeah, now on this, I wrote 8 of them, and Frank, of course, there was one song he wrote several years ago for me on there, and we put it on, and then there was another one that he wrote called Black Coffee Soldiers that he just kind of sang it to me in the shop one day, and I knew everybody in there. They were the guys that I knew. But I knew everybody in that song, and I said, man, that might be one of the best ones I've ever heard. And he said, well, if you would like to use it on your album, you can. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Well, that's nice. So I know he all the time calls you Cadillac Scott.
Yes.
You going to give us the background on where that came from?
I was working at the Willard part-time. bartending, managing, that kind of stuff, and playing, on the Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays between sets and all that. And Mike Schofield, I don't know if you know Mike or not.
I met him a couple times.
He started calling me Cadillac, and I used to do a Howlin' Wolf tune called "Built for Comfort," and I still do it, but. He started calling me Cadillac, and it was within a few months I found a guy selling a '76 Eldorado convertible, and was married. And my wife, the wonderful woman she is, she's like, "It's okay, go ahead and buy it." So, I had this 20-foot long car that you could fit a family of 10 in, and the only thing it wouldn't pass was a gas station. I was sitting someplace. Oh, I know where it was. It was at my sister-in-law's wedding, and I'm never big on weddings and that kind of stuff. I'd rather not be there. But if you want me there, I'll go. And I sat at the back of the room and thought, no offense, Lisa, but I thought I'd rather be driving that Cadillac. And then I wrote a song about it, and it was the first blues song I wrote, just called My Cadillac. We cut that one with the Snakehandlers, and I also put it on the record, my solo thing too.
So that's going to stick forever. You're sold with it.
Yeah. Some folks still call me Caddy, Cadillac, that kind of stuff.
Do you still drive? Do you have a brand new Caddy?
No. My mom needed a car.
I feel like GM should provide you with like one of those Lyric or whatever it is.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
But no, I sold it. My mom needed a car, and so I sold the Cadillac and helped her get her car. My sister and I both chipped in, and it's your mom. What are you going to do? You need a car, and I've got 3 of them. Yes, I'll sell one of mine and buy you one, because I know she didn't want the Cadillac.
That's a lot, to steer, right?
Yes.
Especially when the Mercruiser's hanging off the back, right?
Yes. Had the parade boot and everything. It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
What color was this?
Sky blue or baby blue with a white interior, white leather top. It was
like the baby blue one, like in 48 Hours, like Nick Nolte and
more polish. Yeah, more clear coat. Yes,
that one was a piece of junk.
Yes, yes, it was that color blue.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. Man, it was fun to drive.
So lately I've been asking some like off the wall questions. This one is kind of one of my faves. Is there a song that you never want to play again?
Never want to play again. There's songs I don't care to play, but I will.
I like that it's a stumper. That's good.
Yeah, that's one of the things about when I do solo shows. I play what I like, and if you like it, great. If you don't, just don't throw anything heavy. That's all I ask, And the stuff I do, the do blues and soul and country and classic country, some folk, that kind of stuff. So I figure if you didn't like the first 2, you might like the third one, and it'll just kind of keep going, and you might stick around for one more beer and that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know.
No, nothing you hate enough to not play again. Okay.
No, not if somebody asks for it and they throw a little money in the tip jar. If I know it, I'll do it.
Money is definitely an equalizer.
Yes, absolutely.
Although our buddy Frank there, I'm sure there's things we can get that he won't play.
Oh, I guarantee it.
No matter what kind of money we throw up there.
Yes. I had a guy. I was playing a show one time, and it was a rather well-moneyed crowd, and I mean that in no offensive way. But the guy came up, and he was trying to impress his girlfriend, and he hollered out the typical "play Freebird." And I said, $2,000 in that tip jar, and I'll play it. And his buddies started getting on him. Like, oh, you blah, blah, blah. And he said, he's got it. I'm like, well, until I get it, there is no Freebird.
The bird isn't free, it's $2,000.
That's right, $2,000. I figure if I make that an outrageous number, they won't ask. I probably should learn that song, just in case it'd be worth $2,000.
I mean, you can always look up the chord sheet for it if you have to try.
Yeah.
If they're going to throw two grand out there.
I'll be glad to do the research if you want to pay for it.
Pull out Google and go,
You won't
I
get
think
a
it's
solo.
in G, so let's
Exactly.
I can guess.
Yes, I can guess and make up the words because you don't know them either.
I mean, everybody knows the first sentence, so after that you can just kind of mumble through it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that was one of the things when I first started playing, I wanted to be perfect. Absolutely perfect with the lyrics and all that, and I would beat myself up after the show. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I flubbed that word on She Caught the Katie. And it took years for me to realize they don't know. And that's okay. They're there to talk and hang out and have fun. And if they like the sound of the song, they had a good time.
I mean, the positive things about some songs, like She Caught the Katie, is the words to it are kind of weird anyway.
Yes.
Right? So, like, if you sing it and you're just kind of like, hamming it up a little bit, it won't sound like you don't know the words. It'll just sound like it's supposed to.
It's
like,
all about the confidence that you project.
It's supposed to have a little bit of,
But yeah,
it's not like John Belushi sang it like perfectly.
That's right.
There was a lot of whatever he was on in that song, right?
Yes. Yes.
When the Blues Brothers did it. I love the Blues Brothers. That's a whole thing. We can talk for hours.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And I got to play with Aykroyd one night.
Did you?
Yes.
That's cool.
When I joined the band with Snakehandlers, Carl, the drummer, Carl Lasasso, he said, "So what do you want to do?" I said, "I'd love to play the noodle. That was my goal, is to play the noodle." And he said, well, "That's not a problem." Talked to Frank. Frank's like, "Let's get it booked." I thought it was this big process, didn't understand. And we're in there playing the show, and I see a guy, of course, remember, I've never been there, or never played there. And I see a guy with a clipboard walk up to our keyboard player, Bob Snyder. And I thought, oh, that must be the manager. No, it was Aykroyd's manager. And I see Aykroyd, I didn't know who it was, and the lights are in my eyes. I can't see past you.
Can't see diddly.
And all I see is a shape of a guy about 6'2", 230, running at the stage. And I thought, I'm going to have to hit this son of a gun. He's going to get up here and cause problems, and I'm going to lay him out. And I'm not a mean person. Well, I wadded that harmonica up in my hand, and he jumped up on stage and knocked the mic stand over. And I heard him say, "Oh, man, I'm sorry." And I thought, I know that voice. It was Dan Aykroyd. I almost punched Dan Aykroyd, one of the nicest people in the world. But yeah, that was super cool. So I can check that off the list I never had of I got to play with a blues brother. It was really cool.
That's awesome. I'd love to just meet Dan Aykroyd. It'd be fun to just
very nice.
I don't have to play with him or anything. If he wants to come on the podcast, Dan, you're invited anytime. Like 100. You don't even have to play originals. Like, you can play all the. We'll let you play whatever you want.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So you gotta play a few songs for us tonight. You got something you're looking forward to, like one of your highlighted. I normally get a really good reaction from Factory Rat Blues, and I wrote that. My dad worked at Allison's for 30 years, and I heard probably a lot of stories I probably shouldn't have overheard as a kid about what these guys are doing. And I was putting the record together, and I thought I ought to write one for the old man. And so I wrote Factory Rat Blues, and it usually gets pretty good reaction, that one, and My Cadillac does as well. All right.
But yeah.
You ready to get out there and play some on this
Absolutely,
great stage?
yes.
All right. Well, thanks for coming around. We got Cadillac Scott Parkhurst right here on Moonshine and Music.
This first one, I used to own a 76 Eldorado convertible, and gorgeous car. And I was at my sister-in-law's wedding, and they didn't put a chair at the family table for me. They swear it was a mistake, and they're nice people, I'm sure. But if not, I'm on their side. And sat in the back of that reception hall and wished I was driving that car instead of sitting at this wedding. So here we go. 7 feet wide, drinks gas like water, but man, what a ride. My Cadillac, she my Cadillac, she my Cadillac. Come on, baby, take a ride. Well, the drop top's white, telescoping wheel. She got an 8-track playing, baby blue steel. My Cadillac, she my Cadillac, she's my Cadillac. Come on, baby, take a ride. Come on, take a ride with old Cadillac. White wall tires, that 3 tons to ride. My Cadillac, she's my Cadillac, she's my Cadillac. Come on, baby, take a ride. Telescoping wheel, 8-track player, baby blue steel. My Cadillac, come on, baby, take a ride. Here we go. She's my Cadillac, she's my Cadillac, my Cadillac, she's my Cadillac, she's my Cadillac. Come on, baby, take a ride. Thank you. This next one was the first song I ever wrote. Just called Daniel's Song. I'm terrible at naming songs, so. Acres in a wooded lake, that's where I go when I've had all I can take. A case of beer and a box of fishing worms, a 22 slung across my back, my pillow and my sleeping sack. That's where I go to take my blues away. Where all is right with the world comes sun or rain, where it feels too good to notice any other pain. Times like this I feel forgiven, that's what I call living. See that boy in his mama's arms, he's the reason I work so hard. 6 long days, sometimes 7, but I've got a job and a real good wife. That's more than most have in all their lives. House full of love, old-fashioned ways. He's all that's right with the world comes sun or rain. Makes me feel too good to notice any other pain. And I thank God for what I've been given. That's what I call living. My wife stays home and raises our son.
We're gonna do it just like Mom and Daddy done. We ain't got it all, but we've got love. Yeah, plenty of love. Hey, all is right with the world come sun or rain. Makes me feel too good to notice any other pain. And I thank God for what I've been given. And I know that I'm living. And I thank the Lord for what I've been given. That's what I call living. Thank you. Put these songs on CD a couple of years ago. And got a lot of pressure from my buddy Frank Dean to get that done, and finally relented, and glad I did. This next one, it's called I Don't Write Love Songs, and the story behind it, I was driving down the road, had my daughter with me, and inspiration will come at weird times, and driving along, and for some reason the conversation that my wife and I had 15 years before popped in my head, and I remember asking her if she liked blues music. She said, well, I don't always like the subject matter, Scott. I said, well, I understand. But I said, I don't write love songs. And I told my daughter, I said, here's my phone, here's my code, turn it on to that text-to-speech to where all I have to do is talk, and I can get this down while it's in my head. So this is where this came from. It's just called I Don't Write Love Songs. Don't write love songs, though I've been in love. I write crying and cheating, or songs about push come to shove. Live for high lonesome. It runs in my blood. I don't write love songs, though I've been in love. Don't think they don't move me, 'cause sometimes they do. And they make me remember just how hard that I fell for you. That old Monte Carlo and new diamond ring. It lives on your finger and still makes me feel like a king. Sounds like a love song, or on the verge of. Love is a gift from your heart, and the good that'll always be true. But here is your love song. I wrote it for you. So here is your love song. I wrote it for you. Thank you. This song, I think I was shamed into writing. I went into my local guitar store, owned by my buddy Frank Dean, and I was telling him, man, I just can't think of anything to write about. And he goes, my God, Scott, you're a history teacher. What do you mean you don't have anything to write about? I'm like, all right, you're right. Well, I go home and turn on PBS, and the Dust Bowl that Ken Burns series was on. And the timing was just perfect. So I wrote this one. I've never used it in class because we don't get that far in my course, but just called the Dust Bowl song. Land edge and promised rain follows the plow. Can live here together, the kids and the cow. We pulled out the grasses and put down the seed. Now luck and the good Lord is all we will need. Luck and the good Lord is all we will need. But the locusts, they took what the sun left behind. Black blizzards blowing and leaving us blind. While Wall Street was crumbling, brown lung took its toll. That was life on the plains in the 30s Dust Bowl. Life on the plains in the 30s Dust Bowl. Well, serpents and nitro were all used in vain. The wizards and wives' tales could not make it rain. Takes more than blue light to keep a man down. If it rains here tomorrow, we can make it somehow. If it rains here tomorrow, we can make it somehow. But the locusts, they took what the sun left behind. Black blizzards blowing and leaving us blind. While Wall Street was crumbling, brown lung took its toll. That was life on the plains in the 30s Dust Bowl. Life on the plains in the 30s Dust Bowl. Some Okies left and went searching for work, but most of us stayed here and fought with the dirt. We covered our children with wet linen cloth. No matter our trying, we could still hear them cough. No matter our trying, we could still hear them cough. 'Cause the locusts, they took what the sun left behind. Black blizzards blowing and leaving us blind. While Wall Street was crumbling, brown lung took its toll. That was life on the plains. If it only would rain. That was life on the plains in the 30s Dust Bowl. Life on the plains in the 30s Dust Bowl. Thank you.
Moonshine and Music is a presentation of Notlehs Entertainment, copyright 2026, all rights reserved. Producer is Joe Shelton, cameraman, grip, and stunt double is Brent Lee Smith. Jeff Kinder helped us out on sound. Bailey Shelton is responsible for the artwork. Ray Hoskins kept the crowd under control, and special thanks to Tony Seiler and Heather Warnstaff at the H.J. Ricks Center for the Arts. We'll see you next time on Moonshine and Music.